Happy Monday to all my State of Sorrel followers out there. So I hope everyone had a great weekend watching some awesome college and NFL sporting events and hanging out with friends and family. At least I hope that's what you did this weekend. Couple of topics I want to cover today. One being Todd, Gurley, and Georgia. 2, Jameis Winston and his whole situation at Florida State. 3, some of the upsets that we saw this weekend. And 4, of course, I have to cover my Arkansas Razorbacks and the Alabama game. And, of course, the referee's mistake that came out today. So the first one being Todd Gurley. So from what I understand in the research that I found, it looks like he signed autographs and turned them over for about $400 in cash or some form of money. And here's the way I think of it. 1, no, I don't think it's right that he's getting suspended for this. However, it is the NCAA rules currently. I think those should be changed. If you've seen videos in the past, I think players should own their name and likeliness while they're in college. However, that is not the case, and it is why Todd Gurley sat out last game against Mizzou. But here's where I think the double standard holds for the NCAA. You watch Johnny Football come under the same type of situation last year. He was benched for a half a game, and apparently there wasn't any video evidence. We haven't seen any video evidence from the Todd Gurley incident either, so trying to figure out where the NCAA has come up with these 2 punishments, and interested to see how it all ends at the end of the day. But if I were to guess, if Todd Gurley has to sit out all year, he will draft up pretty high, and my guess is he's going to take the year off, train, get faster, get better, get stronger, and draft pretty high in the NFL draft. So not really sure there's much punishment for him there. Second one being Jameis Winston. I don't know what this guy hasn't done, but it looks like they are looking into possible autograph money situation for him. An ex-Supreme Court judge is taking his case, and to me, it's a real disappointment to watch a Heisman winner crash and burn and disrespect basically his school, his coaches, his teammates, and the award itself. It's a shame to watch somebody do that, but I can't say that I've respected Jameis Winston from the start. However, he was a great player as of last year. I don't know if I've heard anything about him on the field, rather just off the field this year. So if I were a player or a coach or whatnot at Florida State or a fan, I think I'd be pretty sick of Jameis Winston at this point. Fisher said that he won't miss any time this year. However, I think that might be false. I think we might see more things develop with him. A couple of upsets that happened this weekend. We had Mississippi State beat Auburn. Not very surprised about that. Excited to see Mississippi State get the number 1 spot. It'll be interesting to see Ole Miss and Mississippi State battle possibly in the playoffs. Then you had USC beating Arizona. It was a close game. However, USC did come on top of that game, and interesting because I could have never predicted that one. Another interesting game in the SEC this weekend I found was Mizzou scoring nothing against Georgia, 54-0. Quite an interesting game there to watch Georgia come up on top without Todd Gurley, and Mizzou just fall further down after losing to Indiana a couple weeks back. And then the other one I want to talk about is Baylor and TCU. I'm sorry, 58-61. Is that a football score, people? Where is the defense in that game? I just want to know. And then lastly, I have to cover my Arkansas Razorbacks playing Alabama this weekend. They are fighters. I'm glad to see them back on top. We may not have won the game, but I promise you I can see the vision that Brett Bielema has for this team, and I'm going to stand by him and my players forever and ever. I bleed Razorback red. It is fun to watch Arkansas football now on Saturdays, regardless of the outcome, even though I might have a small breakdown after the game. But I promise you that I'm going to get over it and see the good in it, and it was amazing to watch Brett Bielema get emotional in his press conference. You kind of forget what happens behind closed doors and how much to heart they take it, just like the fans. And then, of course, we had the news come out today that the referees ran the clock instead of stopping it at the end of the game, which could have given Arkansas a punt return and a chance for one more play instead of Alabama just taking the knee and taking the game. So, kind of tired of the SEC referees making these big mistakes, but hopefully it's a learning for everybody on Saturday. So, want to know what everyone's thoughts are on Todd Gurley, Jameis Winston, the upsets this weekend, Arkansas, Alabama, the referees. Let me know, comment below, Facebook, Twitter. Have a great week. Thanks.